Partnerships and special events. Bill Brandon.
Harry and I. As we woke up, let me say that we have an enthusiastic group and one that has committed itself to meeting during the year so that we can follow up on some of these ideas. Harry and I are co-leaders of the group. And obviously, our group has a wide range of activities we can be involved in. One of the ideas that came up was the notion of bike-friendly businesses, and we're going to first find out what Denver, which has this program, is doing, we'll sort of find out what they have, see what standards there are, certainly start with our corporate sponsors already, and you can imagine that a bunch of ideas came up. To be a bike-friendly business, you ought to have a bike rack. Harry had the suggestion maybe you could get a discount on coffee if you were shopping at these businesses. You want to do the next one?
Well, I guess what Martin wanted us to do is get into the partnerships and special events. And how do we ingrain ourselves deeper in the community to promote CABA, to promote cycling, and things like that. One of my pet peeves for a long time has been education and the lack of it in Latin America or the Hispanic community. There's a Latin America festival coming up in October 9th, thank you. And I think it would be helpful for us to be involved in that in a more purposeful way. Maybe have a booth there about CABA, but more importantly, a little bit more about education. I know KT is here somewhere. I know CDOT has a bicycle rack that's portable, and at one point,
we've also got a Spanish language bicycle safety video we just completed.
Perfect. So we could use that and promote our brand with the Latin American, because KT, you might be able to help me with the numbers, but I think there's a high proportion of bicycle injuries and fatalities within the Hispanic community, more so than the
It's really not that much different, but they all represent in that statistic.
So do that, and probably need some bilingual help at the festival if we can.
Anybody here fluent in Spanish that would be, there we have. So can.
Yeah, I have a contact with Spanish
Good.
as well.
So please, when we get the word out on this, please come and help man the booth that day.
And then we can also co-op too. There are other issues in education with the other education committee here, rail strips for kids, and things like that.
I was just going to say that we took the safety guide from the guide map, Charlotte guide map, and have already had that translated into Spanish.
And I know Trips for Kids has their brochure has a translation as well. The other thing that a little bit longer term would be the DNC to 2012. How do we co-opt that from a promotion and standpoint, helping the DNC promote cycling during the convention? And a lot of ideas for that, but I think at this stage we really need to start thinking how we can become a part of that convention and helping people move from one side to the other. Do we have bicycle parking? Do we offer free bikes, bike transportation?
There was a lot of enthusiasm about this idea, and we'd like to. Obviously, this is a board effort, but Denver, for those of you who have good memories, Denver, I guess, was the DNC convention last time, and the cycling organization there really changed the town. And, you know, at the level of planning the streets and all that kind of stuff, maybe even a free bike program.
There was even the idea, KT, of temporary bike lanes.
We're already communicating. We're already communicating with the DNC people, so it's definitely high priority. No question about it.
Philip had the idea of co-oping with a lot of the companies, corporate entities, and outside the city in terms of who are already bike friendly, but we don't see that a lot. And that would be of A. How do we partner with them a little bit deeper? Can we get somebody within B of A or with Wells or or any of the large companies who have these green initiatives going on, where we can help them help us. And then we've got some current programs that I know that CABA is doing with the PGA tournament, the Urban Assault, picnic. How do we? Are there any other opportunities where we can have more programs like that? A couple other things we talked about. How do we partner with the campuses, the various campuses in Charlotte, UNCC, Johnson C. Smith, Queens. I know recently there was a extension of a free trolley between Johnson C. Smith and CPCC. Question came up: does that free trolley have a bike rack on it to encourage cycling? How do we do that? How do we get that to happen? Missing anything?
What's this next? We're wondering about the other biking associations. So it's just a question. Are we already partners since we're in alliance with them, or is there something more to be done with the other biking associations in the region?
By that you mean the clubs, more of the clubs, or more groups like ours?
Or groups like ours. What other organizations in the United States are like us, and how do we partner with them? And also, I think we're going to meet again after this. I think we've got everybody's email on the school committee, because it really was. We had a lot of good ideas. And, how do we brand the CABA logo even further?
And we already have one additional volunteer, Shane. Thank you very much. And so anybody else who wants to join this group, I guess I'm the keeper of the list for a few more minutes. Come and get in touch with me, and we'll put your name on the list as well.
You forgot a big one on there, though.
What was that?
Mike Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Wait, man.
Get up!
These were new ideas.
This moment brought to you by.
Did each of your caucus, the people on each caucus team, did you write down your email address for your caucus group?
Yeah.
All your caucus groups have the emails, because then I don't have to have extra work to do. Okay, so
Wasn't
make sure you got the emails for each person in your caucus group. All right?
Thanks
Sorry,
very much.
That's a terrific list. So the surveys are in, buttons are here, food is here, but we want to wait till, if you could hold off until after the mayor comes. I'm crossing my fingers on this, because he's normally late. And this is an abnormal day for him, because he's doing a filming, and he's trying to get here between the two takes on the film. So we'll see what happens. Thanks, everybody. One more hand of applause for all the good work you guys are starting to do. John Harding was recommending to me a way we can make sure each month at our monthly forum, we have an update from these groups, one where even if you didn't do anything that month, but that there's constant communication as the year proceeds, and that's really crucial, because these things, it's just the way it is with any campaign you do. You got to keep it rolling, or it just goes by the wayside.
So to that end, we're going to continue. We're going to include an agenda item on each monthly forum, CABA monthly forum, to basically just update what's going on with all the different caucus groups. So I would invite all of the caucus leaders to try and attend the monthly forums if you can. If you can't, provide an update via email so that we can just sort of announce it on your behalf of what's going on.
And for those of you who don't know, that we have an open forum every month with a guest speaker. We'll get that agenda out. That'll be posted on our website. It's changed. The actual evening that it occurs is changing this year. But we do this every single month. We get good attendance, lots of fun, good chance to meet your peer group and so forth. Quick questions, and
Instead of a meeting, have you thought about a monthly friendly urban ride?
That hopefully would come out.
We talked about it, yes.
Yeah, there has been discussion of that. Yeah, it keeps coming up, and that has a lot to do with who's going to volunteer to actually make the thing happen. Just
so you're going to meet somewhere.
It's another conversation. Right. Just right. Maybe it's that simple.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, come to our next forum. Get on the agenda.
We didn't give an update. Should we give a real quick brief update on the?
Oh, you haven't done yours?
No, we haven't.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I
Okay,
apologize.
I'll keep it simple, because we had a hard time really focusing on the task at hand because this is a complicated project. It's got a lot of moving parts and pieces. So I think our number one goal for this next year is to get people involved, to mobilize the community, bring in neighborhood organizations, get them interested in the Northeast Corridor Urban Bikeway project. So that's our number one goal, and that's it. Yeah.
Were you able to establish some benchmark time schedule, or are you going to be the ostensible caucus leader, or is that sort of up in the air at this point?
It's up in the air. I mean, I'm happy to do it, but I'm looking for help. I think that as far as establishing our interim goals, that'll be forthcoming. I'm going to be speaking with everybody via email, and we'll come up with a better list than we have right now.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot. Sorry.